I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Township of Old Bridge Zoning Board of Adjustment, December 6, 2018. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Old Bridge Township Zoning Board of Adjustment has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting by prominently posting in the municipal complex an announcement giving the time, the date, the location, and the agenda of this meeting, also by mailing such announcement to the Home News and Tribune, and finally by filing a copy of such announcement with the municipal clerk. Ms. Silverman, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Connor?
Here.
Mr. Dewhurst?
Here.
Ms. Killough?
Here.
Mr. Thompson?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
Ms. Chevalier?
Here.
Mr. Scogno?
Here.
Chairman Sullivan?
Here.
Mr. Sachs?
Here.
Mr. Warren? Here.
I've previously asked everyone here in the courtroom, please silence your phone so it won't interrupt any of the testimony this evening. If you're watching at home, it's probably going to be a very short meeting this evening. We only have one application on. The board thanks you for watching all year long. I don't know if we're going to be televised on the last meeting of the month. I'm not sure. Do you know? It's just to see. Okay. So we, on behalf of the board, we wish everyone healthy, happy holidays and a healthy and happy new year. We'll continue with the agenda on item number 2 is minutes, and that's October 4, 2018. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to review them, absent any deletions, additions, or any other commentary. I would ask someone to move it for memorialization.
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Dewhurst?
Yes.
Ms. Killough?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. Item 3 is resolutions. The first one is 2918Z, DMK Development. Mr. Sachs.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Application 29-18Z, DMK Development. Application that was heard on October 18th. Property located block 22000, lots 21 and 22 on Old Bridge Englishtown Road. Property located in the CN Neighborhood Commercial Zone. The subject property located at 1976 Old Bridge Englishtown Road, bounded by Mapleton Road to the north and County Road 527 to the west. The site is comprised of a single tract of land containing 6.71 acres located in the CN zone. Lot 22 is listed as an additional lot to Lot 21. The site presently contains a single-family dwelling and a detached garage. Planning Board recently approved an application to construct a 19,097 square foot retail building, Tractor Supply Company, and the associated parking area at the subject site on July 10. That resolution was memorialized on August 14th. Based on said approval, the parking area will contain 75 parking spaces. The approval also included an outdoor display area measuring 15,300 square feet located to the easterly side of the proposed building, and a permanent trailer equipment display located closer to the northerly property line. The property abuts residential zones along the northerly and easterly property lines. The applicant proposes to sell propane to customers from a 500-gallon propane tank, which will be located within the fenced outdoor display area on the east side of the building. Bottles will be placed around the proposed tank. Propane storage facilities are not permitted in the CN zone. That's why it required they are permitted, but it required a D3 conditional use variance because there are several conditions which must be satisfied. One, that the propane tank used in conjunction with the retail sale shall not be greater than 500 gallons. Second, propane tanks used in conjunction with the retail sale of propane gas shall not be located any closer than 1,500 feet to a residential zone line. 3, propane tanks shall be fenced and shall meet the requirements of NFPA 6058. And 4, no propane tank shall be located within the front yard of any lot and shall be a minimum distance of 50 feet from any street right-of-way. The applicant only satisfied conditions 1, 3, and 4. Condition 2 was not satisfied, and that's why it required a D3 variance. There was testimony from Mr. Joshua Seawald, a professional engineer, Mr. Michael Tessalano, professional planner. The application was approved on October 18th. There were no special conditions of approval, and you're voting on the memorialization of the resolution this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs. Board members, you've heard the resolution. Someone want to move it?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Roll call, please.
Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Dewar?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Ms. Chevalier?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. We have 3 escrow deficiencies. One has been paid. We can move them as a block, Mr.
Yes.
Sachs?
Yes.
I'll read them into the record. 4217Z DSZ LLC in the amount of $2,500. These are escrow deficiencies. 29-18Z DMK Development, you just heard that one, $2,000, it has been paid. And finally, 50-17Z Flows Investments LLC in the amount of $2,000. Someone want to move those?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and second for escrow deficiency. Roll call, please.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Dewar?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. This is an extension on this, correct? Well, they're both reading the same. This is, board members, under the next item is Lawrence B. Sachs Esquire for litigation. We have a resolution, whereas the Old Bridge Township Raceway Park has filed a complaint in the Superior Court of New Jersey concerning the denial of application 1807Z and the approval of application 31-10Z, naming the Zoning Board of Adjustment as defendant, bearing the caption Old Bridge Township Raceway Park, Inc., plaintiff versus Old Bridge Zoning Board and Old Bridge Township, docket Middlesex L 5290-12. And whereas there exists a need for service of an attorney to represent the Zoning Board of Adjustment in the above entitled action, and whereas funds are or will be made available for the purpose not to exceed $3,500, and whereas the local public contract laws requires a resolution authorizing awards of contracts for professional services without competitive bidding must be publicly advertised. So now be it therefore resolved, the Zoning Board of Adjustment does hereby authorize and direct its attorney, Lawrence B. Sachs, to represent the Zoning Board of Adjustment in this matter. Be further resolved that a copy of this resolution shall be published in the Home News and Tribune within 10 days after the adoption of this resolution. This is to certify the foregoing as a true copy of a resolution adopted by the Zoning Board of Adjustment of the Township of Old Bridge at its public meeting held on this night, December 6th, signed by the Board Secretary, John Dewhurst. And we'd ask someone to move this into, for approval into the record?
And actually, Mr. Chairman, before anyone makes a motion, the case is not over, unfortunately. I'm not sure this case will ever end with the way it's been going, but there is another court appearance I have on January 14th. I just got a notice. Yeah, January 14th. So I'll keep you posted.
Do you have any paperwork?
No, nothing. I just got the court notice from, I'll send you the trial notice, yeah, no problem.
Oh,
January 14th?
January 14th.
Okay, someone move in favor of the appointment, Mr. Sachs?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second, roll call.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Dewar?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. Next item is, well, it's, we go
Extension
to...
of time.
Yeah, item number 4, extension of time, that's 7007Z, Water's Edge at Lawrence Harbor. Mr. Sachs?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is Water's Edge at Lawrence Harbor. This is an application that had been approved a number of years ago, housing development. They have been slow in terms of getting going on this, so they've indicated that they've had some delays in finalizing a builder and contractor for the site, so they're asking for an extension under Section 52 of the Municipal Land Use Law for an additional one-year period, which this board can grant. So,
Okay, I think you and I were probably the only two, and Kim, of course, when this came to pass in '07,
Yes.
correct? So this is an extension, they get one more year, right?
yes.
Someone want to move the extension of time?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved in second, this is 70-07Z. Roll call, please.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Dewar?
Yes.
Ms. Keller?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. Item 5 is continuances. There's one, 50-17Z, Flows Investments LLC. That's 330 to 334 Route 35, a relocation of lot lines is requiring a minor subdivision with D variance. We have a letter asking for extension from counsel for the applicant, George Pressler, and the applicant is asking this matter to be continued to February 7, 2019. There's no further notice on this, correct?
That's correct.
Everyone got that, board? If you're here on that matter tonight, and no one is extra here in the courtroom, so I'm sure that nobody was here for this matter, it will be on the agenda if you're watching at home, February 7th, 2019. That brings us to our only application of the evening, that's 43-18Z. I hope I say it right. Is it Vikram or
Yes,
Vikram?
that's absolutely correct.
Vikram? Vikram Patel, 3 Thrush Court for an addition over the garage and rear extension. This is the R20 zone, and it's a C and D variance. The board attorney is going to give you a couple, not warnings, but
No warning.
matters that you have to hear.
Mr. Patel, because this does require a, what we call a D variance, which is a use variance, albeit it's a floor area ratio variance, our rules require you to generally have a court reporter here. But however, you have the right to waive that requirement, and I'm assuming you're willing to do so? Yes. Okay.
And because he's not represented by counsel, and this is a D variance, would you just explain to him that
Yeah.
if this fails, he's not allowed to bring it back?
Correct, yeah. Actually, because it's a D variance, it requires 5 affirmative votes of the board. If you get denied, there are rules called res judicata, which would prevent you from refiling, but we'll see how the proceedings go, all right? So,
Having said that, because you are representing yourself, this is a formal proceeding. However, we try to make it a little less formal when we have a resident applying for something they're going to be doing with their home. Although this is a D variance level, so as the board attorney said, you're going to need 5 positive votes. And the board's planner is going to testify as well before the board to tell us why you need that. So what we'd like you to do is tell us what you're going to do. If you have any exhibits that we don't already have, you can give them to Ms. Silverman, and she'll pass them around the board. You use your own words as to why you're going to do this, how you're going to accomplish it, where you live, what it's going to affect. And then we're going to go to the professional. We're going to ask Ms. Savant why you need this and how you're going to accomplish that. The board may have some questions. Ms. Savant may have some questions. We'll open a public portion. There's no one here this evening. I don't know whether that's good or bad for you, but in either event, there's no one here. But we do have to open a public portion. Then if you want, we'll take a vote.
Sure.
Okay, sir? So you can proceed at your own.
Mr. Patel, let me swear you in first.
Yeah.
Please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, please state your name, spelling your last name, address for the record.
Name is Vikram Patel, last name spelled P-A-T-E-L.
Thank you, sir.
Be seated, sir, and you can proceed.
So I've been in Old Bridge since 1990. Grew up here, went to middle school, high school, decided to have family here. We had a single-family home on 3 Thrush Court, which is in the Oakwood development section off of Route 9 North, across from Ferry Road. Our model is one of the smaller models built by the builder back when it was built back in 1992 or 93, I'm not sure exactly. So on the same street that we are in, on the confirming similar size lots, there are bigger homes. What we're looking to accomplish is add more square footage in 2 forms. Number 1, we're looking to put an extra bedroom on top of the garage. Right now, the top portion of the garage is empty. There's attic there. If we look at other homes on the same street and in the neighborhood, there's plenty of homes that have a bedroom addition on top of the garage that we don't have. So it's not going to be anything non-conforming to the neighborhood, or that's something that other neighbors don't already have. Our family is growing. Both my in-laws and my parents live close by. My in-laws are in Edison, my parents are in Manalapan. They're all retired, they're aging. There's often times when they spend a lot of time at our place. Sometimes when they're ill, or if there's any health issues, they often live at our place for more than a few weeks at a time. So that's the purpose of the building, the extra bedroom on top of the garage. We have a big family. We like to invite a lot of people, so the kitchen is usually where everybody wants to hang out most of the times, and that's why we're looking to expand the kitchen towards the back. So right now, the way the kitchen is positioned, it backs up to the back side of the house. So if I'm sitting on my kitchen, I see the back fence. Behind the back fence, there's no neighbors. It's a common area. From the house to the back fence measures 30 feet. What we're looking to do is extend the kitchen out by 15 feet, which will still keep a 15 feet distance from the kitchen wall to the back fence. It's not going to interrupt any neighbors, it's not going to block any views for the side neighbors or the back, there's nobody in the back. So that's really the gist of what we're trying to do, a kitchen expansion on the first floor and a bedroom extension on top of the garage.
Okay, anything else you want to tell us at this time?
Well, yes, so as far as the details go, this was a letter given to me by planning. I did find a small discrepancy on it. It says a 314 square foot addition on the second floor for the bedroom. When we drew up the plans with the contractor and the architect, the maximum it's going to come out to is 22 by 13, which is 286 square feet. So it's 28 square feet less than what this paper indicates here. I don't know if that's going to, I mean, I guess that's going to have a positive impact on the ratio of the usage variance.
Okay.
And then the main floor addition is saying 357 square feet. The kitchen at the most is going to be 300 square feet. We're also looking to add a bathroom next to it, but I don't think the bathroom's going to be 57 square feet. That'd be fairly large. I think it might be slightly smaller, so that 357 might be a little bit inflated by a few square feet.
I think we should probably leave it, though, at
We
357.
could leave that one, but the other one for sure is not going to be 314. At the most, it's going to be 286.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Sawant?
So, actually, Mr. Patel and I had this conversation in the morning, and I agree that I think it's best to leave it the way it is. It really doesn't impact the ratio, because with the 28 square feet, if I try to calculate the ratio, it's like 0.384, and whereas with the 28 feet gone, it's 0.38. So it really doesn't make too much of a difference. I would just suggest leave it the way it is, and we can work with that. I was actually very curious to see how the neighborhood looks. So I went to the tax department. I tried to get information from them on the size of houses in the neighborhood. And Mr. Patel is absolutely right. Most of the houses in the neighborhood are much larger than his. His is the smallest model. So I went through the square footage for each house. I did see some houses with addition on the garage, so it's not typical to have something like this. He does need a rear yard setback variance, but then the rear property line abuts the open space for this development, so there is no house in the back, so it really doesn't impact any neighbor to the rear side. I'm just curious to find out how much is the rear yard setback for the adjacent homes. Do you have a clue, like a rough number?
For the adjacent homes, I think based on the numbers I see here, I didn't know what it was, but what I see is on each side, it should be at least 10 feet. The kitchen addition's not going to impact anything on the side. It's just going towards the back of the house. So the footprint of the house is not expanding to the
No,
side.
my question was that your neighbors, how much does their house extend into the rear yard? I'm not concerned about the neighbor to the first house, because it's at an angle in which it really doesn't block anything. Any of your addition is not going to impact him.
Neighbor
So,
might be a little bit different based on
Right.
what their property line, the back fences from the foundation of their house. For us, it's 30 feet. Some of the lots might be a little bit tighter, some might be a little bit longer. So it's difficult as far as how much each neighbor's house extends from the property line to the fence, because the street also curves. So not every house is in a straight line.
right. And I think Mr. Patel's property is advantaged because his neighbors actually back into some other person's property, whereas his really abuts, yes, his abuts the open space, so,
There's a fence back there, correct?
Yes, the entire
And
property is
it's
fenced.
permanently open space?
Yes,
So
yes.
nothing's going to happen?
no.
We needed an approval from the Oakwood Association as well. There's an HOA, and they were given the similar plans that the township was.
Did they
And
approve that?
They
Yes.
gave us an approval.
And
That's all in your services.
anything else, Ms. Swan?
Nope.
Yeah, it's just the rear yard setback under the bulk variance, right?
The rear yard setback and the FAR.
Anything else you want to tell us? It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to ask the board if they have any questions first, okay? Board members to my left, Mr. Scogno.
Most of the
chimneys that I see in your neighborhood are on the other side. Yours is on the side of the garage. Is it going to have to be raised in order to accommodate the addition?
No, absolutely not, because the position of the chimney for most houses in the neighborhood is really, the chimney is off the family room. Our family room is towards the back of the house, parallel to the kitchen. Meanwhile, the bedroom addition is going to be towards the front of the house on top of the garage.
And the height of the rooms are going to be above?
The equivalent to, so if you look at that front picture, the right side of the house is where the master bedroom is. The left side of the house is going to be equal height as the right.
Yeah, what kind of heat?
Natural gas furnace, yes. First hard, yes.
Anything else, Mr. Scogno?
No, thank you.
Anybody else on my left? Board members to my right? Mr. Sachs, anything you want to put on the record?
No, I'm good.
I'm going to open the public portion on this. This is matter 43-18Z. This is located at 3 Thrush Court for an addition over a garage and rear extension. Anyone here want to be heard on this matter? No one has come forward. Any final commentary? Obviously, you feel that it's kind of common in the neighborhood?
Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
going to look out of,
No.
it's suitable for,
Yes, and I have seen other models which have a bedroom over the garage. So, in fact, I had gone around taking few pictures. So I don't think it'll look out of character as well.
yeah, I see the one
Yes.
you've added in here, yeah.
Yes.
As well.
So.
Board members, you saw that picture on Okay, thank you, Mr. Warren.
No problem.
Any final comments, sir?
No, I mean, I would just appreciate the approval. Like I said, we've been trying to expand our family and look for bigger homes. I really don't want to move out of Old Bridge. I've actually had 4 years of period, but I'd moved to Texas and a couple of years in Connecticut, and when it came time to coming back to Jersey, I chose the hometown Old Bridge. So really looking to stay here at least as long as my son goes off to college, which is not for another 8 to 9 years, so.
I'll go fast. Let's see what the board thinks. Someone here want to move this for approval?
Motion.
We're going to move this for the
D4.
D4 floor area ratio, and then we'll do the bulk if that passes. Is there, who was the, moved
Mr.
it?
Walker moved it.
Mr. Walker was the second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Dewhurst. Roll call on the D4.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Durst?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
Yes. Minimum rear yard setback, 25 required, 30 existing, proposed 15. Correct?
Yes.
Someone want to move the bulk variance?
Motion.
Moved in second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Durst?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Stoner?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Sullivan?
You know, it's always nice when people here in the township want to stay in the township and they want to do improvements on their own home. It makes your investment better, makes the town stronger, and we want everybody to stay. We don't want people leaving. So my vote is obviously yes, and the best of luck to you. Okay? You will need to get a approval, which will be next.
Next month.
Next
Maybe
month.
by December 20th. I might be able to get it done by then. So.
Check with Ms. Silverman if it's going to be, otherwise you can't do it until you get the actual resolution, okay? And your building permits. Happy holidays to you, sir, and your family.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Yes. Okay, well, that was a rather short agenda. Mr. Sachs, do we have anything under litigation other than you've already spoken about?
No, other than Raceway Park, that's it. Nothing else going on.
Okay. Board members on my right, any last comments? The next meeting will be rather short. We don't have any professionals here to thank this year, but certainly we thank Ms. Silverman for all her work, and Mr. Sachs for all his work, and obviously, Ms. Sawant, for all your hard work during the year. Any comments on my right? None? On my left? Anybody want to move for an adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? We stand adjourned.
Jumped on that.